Alrighty, so Six Flags has come out with a press release talking about $1 billion over the next couple years at their 42 parks. I think it's 42 parks. But nonetheless, they've released a lot of details. So we know that $80 million is going to be going to food and beverage. That seems like a pretty low number, to be honest. But that being said, we can account for about $80 million out of that $1 billion is going to food and beverage across their portfolio, enhancing it and all that. So let's start it off. I'm going to go over each park, put my guests for each park really quickly. I'm not going to go too into detail because I want to make this a pretty quick video just to go over everything. So Carowinds will introduce a record-breaking water ride. Obviously, that's probably going to go in their River Rapids ride location. I'm going to assume it's the Super Flume that they were analyzing in those guest surveys they sent out. So that's my prediction for Carowinds. It's going to be either an enhancement of the River Rapids ride with a new complete layout, or it's going to be the Super Flume, but I more specifically think the Super Flume. Canada's Wonderland will add a new record-breaking water attraction. So I personally think that's going to be either a water coaster by Whitewater West or a slide complex by Whitewater West. So that's my prediction for Canada's Wonderland. Kings Island will introduce a new Family Thrill attraction. Family Thrill attraction, very loosely worded. I'm assuming that's going to be kind of like a group of rides, like or just like a smaller scale but still decent sized flat ride. But yeah, so that one's a little harder just because of the wording. Family Thrill attraction. They're avoiding the use ride. So Not Soak City will receive a water park refresh and aesthetic enhancements. That's very forward. It's just going to be enhancements to the water park. Six Flags Magic Mountain will debut a first-of-its-kind coaster in North America. I think that's going to probably be either the Axis coaster or some sort of new spinning coaster. So that's my prediction for Six Flags Magic Mountain. Six Flags Great America will celebrate its 50th anniversary, debuting a new kids area, commemorative events, and park enhancements. Why did I struggle to say that word? Very straightforward again. So a new kids area. Maybe it'll be Planet Snoopy. Maybe it'll be one of the first parks to get Planet Snoopy out of the Cedar Fair chain. Six Flags Great Adventure will unveil a record-breaking launch coaster. So from what I'm hearing, they are actually going to dismantle Kingda Ka. And I was wrong about that. My reasoning why I didn't think it is they weren't talking about the removal of Zumanjaro. Even in today's press conference, they didn't mention the removal. So I'm still on the fence about whether they're actually going to dismantle Kingda Ka and build an all-new launch coaster. But, I mean, people have been reaching out to the park, and they're making it definitely sound like they are going to remove Kingda Ka completely and build a from-scratch launch coaster. So that's really interesting. That's a very large plot of land. So very interested to see who does it, what is done with it. But again, I just thought that Intamin would build an enhancement on top of Kingda Ka. But I guess after what happened with Top Thrill 2, maybe they're a little scared to touch that. So I guess it could go either way. I'm kind of excited to see what happens with this new groundbreaking launch coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. And it says it's going to be record-breaking. So that's interesting. So we'll definitely be paying attention to Six Flags Great Adventure. If you listen to my video, I called it. I said that Six Flags Great Adventure is going to be the new gem in the chain, not to outshine Cedar Point, by the way. I think some people misunderstood that comment, but in its current portfolio, Six Flags Great Adventure is underutilized and underinvested in. So it's going to be a park that they are going to throw a lot of money at, and they're going to build some pretty intense things and just enhance the overall park. So, and based off of this announcement, it definitely sounds like they're going to do that. I'm super excited to see what happens to this park over the next 5 years because it's going to be amazing. Six Flags Over Texas will unleash a record-breaking dive coaster. Now, is this going to be a dive coaster that breaks Yukon Strikers records for tallest drop? Or is it going to be a record breaker in terms of size or the angle of the drop, like those smaller dives? I don't really see over Texas breaking Yukon's records, but who knows? I did say that the Texas parks were super valuable to the Cedar Fair upper management. So Cedar Fair upper management has wanted parks in Texas for a really long time, and now that they have them, I could totally see Cedar Fair throwing a lot of money at those two Texas parks. So definitely excited to see what happens there. Six Flags Mexico is on this list. Wasn't expecting that, but we'll introduce a family thrill boomerang coaster. So definitely looks like it's going to be a Vekoma boomerang coaster. So super excited to see what that turns out to be. Will it be similar to Snoopy's Soapbox Racers, or will it be a slightly bigger than that? But yeah, that's all we have for now. I do want to stress that I don't think this is the final list. There is more things in there. I know a couple of parks on here are getting some water slides as well as what they're announcing on here. So curious to see if those plans are changing, which would be really difficult to change last minute, or if it's like, multiple additions. I know a park like Canada's Wonderland is probably going to get a few other things as well with that water park investment. And again, $1 billion isn't accounted for in this current list. So if your park isn't on this list, don't fret. You're probably going to see some investments at your park as well. I don't think these are all the rides and announcements they have. Again, they might have some plans that are not finalized yet. Look at Alpenfury at Canada's Wonderland. It was a pretty last-minute final pick for what we finally got. So other parks are probably in the similar boat. So again, if you don't see your park on here, you probably will be getting something. $1 billion is definitely not accounted for on this current list of enhancements and additions. So comment down below what you think Six Flags Great Adventure is going to be getting, who they're going to be working with, and what kind of records you think they're going to break, because that is the park I'm most excited about on this list. Also, I don't think Cedar Point's going to be getting a new coaster or a high thrill attraction, by the way. That might be why that park's not on this list, just to touch on that. Again, they're getting Top Thrill 2 once it finally opens, and Siren's Curse. So there's no need for them to see something massive at Cedar Point. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say so far on this. Obviously, we'll touch a little bit more on next week's podcast about these additions as well, and I'll make some further videos on some other thoughts I might have. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.